Hi guys, I'm Mark and I'm an Oyster Boy, and today I'm going to be unboxing and take a look at how to set up my new Keg King Kegmaster Series XL Kegerator, which is a 3-tap kegerator that I've purchased with my own money, so I've not been given this or anything. I'm going to be doing an honest unboxing, first look review type thing, and then I've got a few ideas of some other things that I'm going to do to it as well, which if you've got one, you might want to do as well. So it's down here, you can't see it on camera right now. I'm going to move the camera around. I've not seen this yet, I've not opened the box, not done anything, so you're going to be seeing it as I do. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is a new angle in the kitchen today. I think you've seen it from this side, so let's just cut these off and take a look and see what we've got inside. I assume this will just lift off the top. Oh, packaging everywhere. Right, let's get rid of this. Right, okay, I've removed a load of the packaging, and here's the big reveal. Whoopah! Well, that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So, which way is the door open? Ah, static shock. I'm going to leave this film on just to protect things while I'm getting it all set up. And then let's just get this last bit of polystyrene off from the underneath. Right, so that's all of the packaging material gone. So I'm just going to take a little look-see at this with you. So on the top here, this is the hole where I assume the keg tower is going to go, and the fan will come up and beer lines will go through there. Taps will be on the top. It's got a door. Obviously it's got a door, it's a kegerator. The door is reversible, so it can open either way. And we've got some boxes of stuff inside there, which we're going to take out and have a look at. Yeah, I'll get the stuff out onto the worktop and we will take a little look. So I'm going to use the top of the kegerator to show you the things that I've got with this that come in the fridge. So first is this, which is a guardrail which can go around the side. Obviously you take these little lugs out here. Do they just pop out? Yes, they do. In fact, let's get those out now. Now that they're all out, this should just sit nicely in there. So that's the first little thing that it comes with. Second little thing, we're going to imagine that the tap tower's already in. Second thing it comes with is a drip tray, which actually must have rubber on the bottom there. Yeah, little rubber feet, so it doesn't slip around anywhere. Starting to look nice actually already. Comes with this dual gauge regulator. Ooh, there you go, see that in there. Nice twiddly knob to put in the gap. And it's got one to set your pressure on the regulator and to give you a rough idea of if you've got any gas left in the gas bottle as well. Although generally those ones, they're full until they're empty, I find. That second dial is a bit of a, fool's errand really. Got a set of instructions which I haven't opened or taken a look at really. 5% off your next order from Keg King if you order directly from them. We can take a little look through that in a little while. This box does say on the side what it is. It's the triple font fast tap kit. Now I think this might be pre-assembled, which would make my life a lot easier. Let's just get some scissors on here. And we can learn this together. It's all very well wrapped. Let's remove the box. Right, and when they say pre-assembled, I mean, looking at this, they weren't kidding. So, as you can see, it's got 3 very nice looking ultra taps on the top there. And can I get the top up here? Yeah, everything is already completely plumbed in to the back of the taps. Right the way down to your beer disconnects at the other end. So should be a fairly simple process getting this installed. In this bag it comes with the little washer that sits in between the bottom of the tap assembly and the top of the kegerator. Included keg spanner, super handy. You'll find that this will help you for taking taps off. One of these will work on your regulator, and one of these sections is actually really handy for undoing the push fit type fittings. In the second bag here, we've got our gas lines. So as you can see, you've got 3 disconnects that will go onto your corny. And those 3 go into a splitter, which then runs off to here, which you'll attach to the regulator on your keg, wherever you decide to put that. And I will take you on a tour around the back of the fridge shortly to see how all that looks. And last bit in this box, 3 tap handles and the screws for attaching the kegerator. The screws for attaching the tap to the top of the kegerator. Now if you move this out of the way, and then this is the last box, and in here we have this, which if you want you can mount on the back and store your gas canister in it. I probably won't do that because the gas canister that I use is about 4 feet tall and will be hiding away in a cupboard. And this little bag here, which has the wheels, the casters inside. Now, these make this super handy for me because I'll be able to move it from my utility room into the open plan if we're having a party, say people wandering around too much. And as part of assembling this, I'm going to look at the instructions, but the first thing that I'm going to do is put these on so that I don't have to do any tipping it upside down anymore and it's easier for me to move. Okay, now, well, this might not be the most professional unboxing video you've ever seen. I would like it to be rather real. So you're going to go through it at the same time I go through it. And we'll learn together. Corporate videos are good, but you kind of want to get a real idea of what you get yourself in for. I'm popping the wheels with the brakes at the front so that I can actually reach them when you open the door, because I don't know if you can see, but if they go at the back, well, that won't get past there anyway. They only really go at the front, can't they? Try not to cross the threads on your screws. You'll be in a whole world of pain if you do. At that point, these leveling feet become redundant, so you can take those off. Right, okay, now as you can see, we're on casters so we can move around. This is the back of the kegerator. This is where all the pipe work is and stuff like that, which means you've got a huge amount of room inside, which is great. And also these little poppets here are, if you wished, where you would add on your gas bottle holder, and there's some straps to keep that in there. Like I said, I'm not going to be using that. It's very unlikely I'll be using that apart from on special occasions. So we can take that off, spin it back round, and we'll get to work on installing the taps. Okay, so you can see we're back upright again and we're on wheels. So what we want to do now is you want to take the ends you take your disconnects off the end of your beer line, because the beer line needs to go down through that hole. But before you start putting things in there, you get the rubber washer and you put it on there. It doesn't have to line up just yet, but just so you don't forget. Now, feed your beer lines. That's a terrible job. Feed your beer lines down through the hole. Roughly in place. And you want to get one of your screws and pop it in the hole. Once you've got one in, it's very easy then to sort of finesse the rest in. There we go. Beautiful. Next up, handles. Oh, actually that's pretty cool. These have got return springs on as well, so you're not going to be ending up spilling too much beer everywhere if something goes wrong. And then you can add in your drip tray. Guys, we are almost ready to pour a beer. Okay, so we are all done at the front now, so if I just do the little spinneroonie on this, you'll see it here and here. There's two different places where you can pass your gas line in. I need mine to be on this side. So if I do that there, unscrew that one. Do the old spinneroonie back again. And remove this little brown paper tab up there. Then I will be able to whiz all of that gas line through there. And as you can see, what I'm left with in there now is my 3 gas disconnects, my 3 beer disconnects, my fan running into the top. Now, unfortunately, I can't turn this on just yet because I was turning it on its side to put the legs on there. So I need to leave this stood upright for 24 hours. It's quite an important thing, actually. If you haven't seen that in the instructions, I would pay attention. Okay, so we're back. It's the following day. This has been upright for 24 hours now, and we're just going to do a little process of, one, checking for leaks. So I've got it hooked up to the gas. No gas is leaking, that's great. I'm now going to hook up a keg of Star San to the beer lines inside and just run them through the taps, make sure there's no leaks anywhere, but also that will help me identify which beer line matches up to which tap. And I've got these handy little things here. One says left, one says right. I haven't got one that says middle, so the one that's got no sticker on is the middle one. And then when I am sort of changing my taps around, or if I take them all out, I know what beer's going on what tap straight away. So let's just get this hooked up and have a look. Okay, let's attach the first one. Nothing's squirting out anywhere yet. There we go. So this one then, I know, is the right one. There we go. So I get my right sticker. There we go. And I know that that is my right one. Well, right first time. And then, obviously the last one's going to be the middle, but let's check for the leaks anyway. Okay, excellent, that's all done. So now we know which tap is which, and we know that there's no leaks coming from any of the taps or any of the beer lines, which is fantastic. So I suppose the next thing we should do is get some beer in it, really. Right, so now I've hooked up a couple of kegs and I've just run the Star San out the line, and it should be good to go. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to dial in the settings maybe on these taps, but I'll be completely honest. For a first pour, that's not particularly bad. Now, I haven't done any line balancing yet. The regulator is set at just over 10 psi for some ale that I've got in there. And yeah, I'll do some tweaking and see how I get on. Delicious.